On a fresh winter morning, the hills of Bandarban appear quite literally magic. A smooth mist drapes over the peaks, making it seem like clouds have fallen to rest on them. Then, as the sun rises, the mist is slowly chased away and the hills are lit in a golden glow. Thin trails of smoke rise from small villages on the hillsides, as if nature is waking up with a gentle breath. Birds chirp all around, and you can hear the calming sound of waterfalls from far away. Bandarban is a name that evokes wonder and mystery. Nestled in southeastern Bangladesh, it is celebrated for its lush hills, dense forest, and cascading waterfalls. Beyond its natural splendour, Bandarban also displays how a pristine environment and the lives of the people who live there can be deeply intertwined. The indigenous communities of Bandarban have called these hills home for generations. Their lives are shaped by the place they call home, an existence governed by nature. Water is scarce here. There is little land suitable for growing crops. And the modern conveniences that you and I take for granted are nowhere to be seen. And yet, even in the face of these perceived hardships, the people of Bandarban still find reason to smile. The resilience and determination of these people is a reminder of the essence of human strength and spirit. Today, join us on a journey through Bandarban's hills and valleys as we explore the lives and stories of the people who call this paradise home. Seeing their challenges, dreams, and unyielding hope. Along the way, expect to be astounded by the breathtaking natural beauty that makes Bandarban a treasure. Come with us as we explore this beautiful place and the people who call it home. Bandarban, located in southeastern Bangladesh, is a hilly district within the Chattogram division. It lies close to the Myanmar border and spans an area of approximately 4,479 square kilometres, making it one of the largest districts in the country. The stunning region is renowned for being home to some of Bangladesh's tallest peaks, including Tajingdong and Kyokradong. The population of Bandarban is diverse, consisting of both indigenous communities and Bengali settlers. Among the indigenous groups are the Shakma, Mama, Tripura, Mro, and Buam. As of 2024, the estimated population of Bandarban stands at around 400,000. Among them is Muhammad Ali, whose family has been living in these mountains for generations. Just after the first light of dawn breaks over the horizon, Muhammad's daily struggle begins. As a farmer, his day is mostly spent tending to his crops and livestock. His day begins with a walk down the hillside to his cattle, carrying a bale of hay on his head. As he heads downhill, he hits the Sangu River, which he must cross to reach his herd. During the winter season, the river's water level is relatively low, allowing him to wade through it on foot. Even if it does provide an obstacle, the Sangu River is often a lifeline for the people of Bandarban and is deeply connected to their daily lives. It is the primary source of livelihood for many locals, for both fishing and agriculture. For the people living in these hills, like Muhammad Ali, the river's water is crucial for growing crops. Beyond that, the Sangu River is also a vital transportation method. It is the main route for moving goods and people between villages and markets. Bamboo, wood, vegetables, and fruits from the hills are transported by boat along the river to local markets for sale. For villagers living in remote areas with limited road access, the river provides an easy and affordable way to travel. That does present a problem during the rainy season, however. Rising water levels and strong currents can make boat travel unsafe, disrupting the local flow of goods and people. Despite these challenges, the Sangu River draws tourists, especially during the monsoon. The small villages along its banks, combined with the lush forests and dramatic landscape, make it an attractive destination for nature lovers. After crossing the river, Muhammad Ali faces another challenge, climbing the steep hillside to reach his cattle. A physically demanding task, but very much a part of his daily routine. When he reaches the top, he feeds the cows. Livestock are a priority, vital to the livelihood of the hill people. They raise cattle, buffaloes, goats and sheep, and these animals provide milk, meat and hides, serving as significant sources of income and food. After caring for the cattle, Ali heads into his fields to work. The people in the hills have adapted to the mountainous terrain by creating terraces for farming. This method is labour-intensive but necessary. During the rainy season, these fields are often submerged, but for now, they host a variety of crops, including peanuts, vegetables and rice. Ali begins his day's work in his rice field. He had already sown the seeds in a section of the land, and now, this morning, it's time to water the crop. Then, he collects the remaining seeds and moves them to another field nearby. He uses the river to irrigate his land. But larger fields are irrigated with the help of machines. Once the rice is sown, Ali moves on to his onion and peanut fields, which are also located along the riverbank. By midday, the sun is at its peak, and Ali continues working in the intense heat. Women often work alongside men in these tasks. Back on the other side of the river, at Muhammad Ali's home, the cooking is underway. His home is located in the Roang Tachani Tana area. There are 5 members of Ali's household: his wife, 2 daughters and 1 son. Ali's son has been sent to madrasa in the city to continue his education, as opportunities for higher education are rare in these remote hill villages. While children can attend primary school, access to secondary education is limited due to challenges like poor transportation, financial difficulties, and a shortage of teachers. Today's lunch is a simple one: just rice and a basic pumpkin flour curry. After a long day of hard work in the fields, this modest meal is all that Ali's family can afford. This is the struggle of life in Bandarban. While Mrs. Ali continues cooking, their eldest daughter cleans the house before she sits down to study. Meanwhile, the youngest daughter plays. The house is built on land the family doesn't own. Ali rents the land for $40 per year. The house is basic, with a simple tin roof and bamboo fencing. The furniture inside the house is just as simple, with no luxury items to be found. These hill villages of Bandarban blend seamlessly with the surrounding environment. But make no mistake, this is a peaceful yet challenging way of life. Most homes are built on the slopes of hills or near valleys, using locally available materials like bamboo, wood, and tin. Most houses are raised on platforms to protect from wild animals and floodwaters during the monsoon season. Roofs are generally made of tin or thatch, offering comfort in both hot and cold weather. The walls are constructed from bamboo strips or wooden planks. In almost every home, a small garden is maintained, where families grow fruits, vegetables and spices for their daily use. In these villages, the electricity system is still underdeveloped. While many villages remain without electricity, some areas have started using solar power. For fuel, villagers primarily rely on wood and dry bamboo, which they gather from surrounding forests. Transportation is another challenge in remote regions like this. The natural landscape makes it difficult to build modern infrastructure. Walking is the most common mode of travel in the hill villages. Villagers often take long, steep mountain paths, which are narrow, slippery, and dangerous. During the rainy season, the paths become even more treacherous as the soil turns to mud and river levels rise, making travel even harder. Although some mountain roads have been built, they remain narrow and rough. Motorcycles and jeeps are commonly used to navigate these roads. Jeeps in particular are widely used for transporting goods and passengers. A limited amount of buses also operate on these roads. The government and various development organisations are working to improve the transportation system, focusing on new roads and better vehicle access. However, transportation in the hill areas remains heavily reliant on the natural landscape, reflecting the unique lifestyle of the hill people. After finishing his work in the peanut fields, Muhammad Ali heads back toward the river to water his cattle. He carries the water in a bucket and climbs the steep mountain slope, a physically demanding job. It's far from easy work, but the hill people have embraced these hardships out of necessity. Their days are long and filled with toil, but the peaceful, natural surroundings of the hills seems to make up for it all, providing a sense of calm that helps ease the exhaustion. Once the cattle are watered, it's time for a bath. Ali takes a refreshing dip in the cold, icy waters of the Sangu River. Like Ali, many villagers living along the river wash and bathe in its waters as part of their daily routine. Yet another reason that it is an essential part of their daily lives. After his bath, Ali grabs his spade and sickle and begins the walk home. Upon his arrival, his little daughter runs up to him and jumps into his arms. For Ali, the sight of his children's faces after a hard day's work makes it all worth it. Despite the struggles, it is for his family that he endures these hardships. It's time for afternoon prayer. While most of the hill tribes practice Buddhism, the hill Bengali people, like Ali, are Muslims. Ali changes into his Punjabi and heads to the nearby mosque. After performing ablution, he sits down to offer his prayer. A few others from the village join him in the mosque, sharing this moment of spiritual reflection together as a community. While Mr. Ali rests after returning from the mosque, Mrs. Ali prepares lunch. After preparing the meal, she heads to a tube well some distance from the house to fetch water. Due to the challenging mountainous terrain, many hill villages lack hand pumps, meaning villagers often have to walk long distances to gather water. During the rainy season, water is abundant, but in the dry season, many villages like this one face water shortages. In some villages, bamboo or plastic pipes are used to bring water down from waterfalls to the village, offering an easier and more environmentally friendly solution. Once Mrs. Ali returns with the water, the family sits down together to eat. They share their meal in a small, cramped space. After finishing, Ali takes a rest before heading back to the fields for more work, continuing until evening. Muhammad Ali isn't alone. He shares this daily routine with thousands of other hill people whose lives revolve around hard work and family. At the end of this cycle, they all converge in the town of Bandarban, a small but vibrant settlement at the foot of the hills. Nestled among the green hills, with the Sangu River flowing beside it, Bandarban town is the cultural centre of activity for all the surrounding villages. The town comes to life with its bustling market at dawn. Farmers and villagers from the hills bring their produce, fruits and vegetables to sell. As the day progresses, the streets fill with rickshaws, motorcycles and jeeps. Bandarban town isn't just a settlement, it is the heart of economic and social life for the hill people. The market provides a space for farmers to sell their goods, and the tourism industry allows many families to make a living. The town's schools, colleges and hospitals also serve the needs of the hill people. Despite the harsh realities of life, the hill people still have dreams. They want the next generation to have better opportunities and facilities and hope for improved education, healthcare and living conditions. The story of the hill people teaches an important lesson about living in harmony with nature and holding on to hope in the face of adversity. Their resilience, traditions, and connection to the land inspire all of us. The hills of Bandarban aren't just a home for these people. They are a huge part of our shared heritage. Their preservation is crucial, not only to honour the people who live there, but to safeguard the unique relationship between nature and human life.